Welcome to Ucanic. Today here in Ucanic we have a 2011 Cadillac STS, and on this Cadillac STS we have the headlight assembly has been removed to be able to replace the headlights in it. We got the low beam here, we got the high beam, and we have the daytime running light right here to be replaced. You're only going to really be able to replace any of these lights by removing this, and to remove this you do need to remove the whole bumper. Then to be able to undo the 3 bolts to remove this. There is not enough space inside there while it's installed on the car to be able to do any service on this. So to start with, on the top there are 2 push pins here that you would remove. There's one Phillips screw right here. There's also push pins that go along this all the way across, but those are also part of the panels that cover most of the engine bay. So down here inside the wheel well there is 2 push pins, 1 push pin right here. That way then we can pull this cover back. There's one number 10 bolt that's right up in here that we would loosen and remove. And up here, you'd reach your hand in or feel your way in. There is another bolt that you just need to loosen up a teeny bit to be it so the bumper will fall down. Now, you'll want to undo the electric that goes to this light, so that when you pull it away. And so we're going to pull it away a little bit, and then we also want to disconnect the the water line there for the window washer spray that will come out to clean your headlights. So we've loosened this, and now we're able, if you pull on the top of the bumper and pull right here, we can pull this a little bit forward. We just want to come enough that we can get access down inside here. And you're going to see this connection right here, and we're going to squeeze it and pull it off, but we're going to want to put something to plug it there, otherwise all of our that didn't work out very well, did it? All of our windshield washer fluid will leak out. And it's easy to just disconnect it right here, because this runs from this side to both sides of the thing. So I'm going to disconnect, just disconnect, and unless you can cap it off, get yourself a container and a funnel and catch your windshield washer fluid so you can put it back in when you're done. So we're going to be able to pull this away. We have an electric connector on the back here that we want to undo. Okay, so we've got the electric undone on that side. Let's go ahead and undo the electric on the other side. Okay, so we have the electric undone. Now, be careful to pull and remove this. So to get to this, you need to remove the bumper first. We have a clip about how to do that. And then we've got a bolt here, here, and 1 bolt nut right here to remove, and an electrical connector to remove on the bottom there. So with those 3 bolts removed, we'll be able to just pull this forward and away, and then we'll want to, there's an electric connector down here that we need to undo by pressing the clip and pulling down. That electrical connector undone, we have now been able to remove this. So once the headlight assembly has been removed, you can turn it around to the back, and we now can be able to remove this cover to gain access to our low beam and high beam. You got 4 bolts here. We have 4 bolts here that hold this cover on, and they are a size 7 millimeter. And now you'll be able to pull this cover and remove this off. Now you can see here, this light bulb here, this is called an HID, and this is a DS1 is what's going to go behind here. So you need to remove these two screws, undo this connector, and be able to pull that out. And so we'll take our Phillips screwdriver, pump that electrical connector off. And also one reason why you want to have this disconnected from the car or removed, you don't want to have any electric going through this because this is a very high voltage. Now you're able to pull the shield off, and when you buy the light, you buy this whole housing unit right here, and then you would just put the new one in, not touching any of that components with your hands or so forth. So you get a DS1 to be able to replace, and it'll look like this. And so then you would take your new one and be able to just install, have it held there in place, put your little cover cap on, tighten that up, and then we'll make that connection back and connect it, and then you put your cover back on. So that's how you would replace your low beam headlight on your 2011 Cadillac STS. So we have our headlight assembly right here, and we just want to make sure we push this electric connector back up. You'll hear the lock. Click there. You've got two little guide pins that are going to line up into this metal here on the side. So we line those up. Right there. And then we have a bolt here, here, and a nut that goes on right there. So this is where you're making sure you get the the wiper fluid actuators in where they need to go. Slide this up there. Everything to basically sit and line up. I have some screwdrivers to just put in here and hold this up temporary on the front there while we come around this side and are able to get this bolt here up in the channel, slide it forward, and then be able to put the screw in that holds it on. Alright, so here's where you want to make sure we get this to go up. There's a little open indent, and then we're going to slide it back. Right, that is slid back into place. Okay, so we've got our number 10 bolt started, and we'll tighten it up. Okay, then we have the light here that goes for the side marker that we're going to want to install, and that's just by inserting and twisting a quarter turn to the right. And then we have this electrical connector is what holds for the turn light and a fog light. We're going to connect that up. And the last one on this side is we have the water line that we need to hook up back to the reservoir for our windshield washer fluid. And there's a few to put in the bottom, a few push pins, maybe a few screws. And then up top here, we've got 2 push pins and 1 screw that goes right here. The same installing of the bumper that we did on this side with the 2 push pins up top here and the screw, and then also the push pins in the fender well and hooking all that up. You'll do basically the same on the other side, and you finish that up. Now, the only thing on the other side is you don't have a water line to hook up. You just have the 2 electric lines, one for the light and one for the blinker unit itself. Thanks for watching Nucanic, where you can be the mechanic.